Hello, Dream Warrior fans. Here we are in Hanover.
Hello.
Outside the main train station, where I will be leaving from tomorrow morning. Today I want to talk about one of the essential disciplines of dream work. The sine qua non, that without which it will not function, and that is some sort of recording of dreams. Now the traditional thing, let me go get this, naturally, is a dream journal. This is my current dream journal in Dream Warrior purple. And I keep this by my bedside. And as much as possible, I write down my dreams in the morning. No, not every morning. And I'll just show you, here's kind of a typical thing, and you can see that, sometimes I even draw pictures in there to get some of the visual information across, not just verbal. You have to keep a record, because otherwise there is nothing to work with, right? If you don't have dreams, you can't do dream work. So your options are, there's naturally the paper and pen, which I go for. You can go sit straight down at a computer. That doesn't really jibe well with my life. The very first thing I get up in the morning is to go sit down at a computer keyboard. Doesn't sit well with me. There was a time I had a little keyboard that was independent of any kind of network or Windows or anything else, and I used to write on that. That worked very well for a while. I'll tell you why in a minute. You can use the voice recorder in your phone. And if you do want paper and pen or voice recorder or anything, you can also transcribe at the computer. I'm very dedicated to dreams, but I just can't find the time later in the day to transcribe my dreams onto the computer. And naturally you can paint and draw, and I think that for visual artists, people who have developed that talent, that skill, that it would be very rewarding. I would love to be able to, I will work on that. Why do you have to do this? The analogy I use, the metaphor I use, is rebuilding a bridge. So when we were children, if you were a normal child, not too damaged, you remembered your dreams quite frequently when you were a child. It was like an open bridge between you and your subconscious. Every night, information was going back and forth across that bridge like mad. But as we get older, as we get involved in the material world, as we are taught a more materialist, reductionist point of view, as our parents, meaning well, tell us, oh, don't worry about that nightmare, it was just a dream, and all sorts of other kinds of verbal signals that we get from our culture that things are just dreams and that dreams are not real. And that starts breaking it down. We start living more and more exclusively in the conscious realm. And what used to be this beautiful, smooth bridge across the river in the jungle, now the seeds from the jungle trees start getting into the cracks, and it's neglected, and all kinds of brush grows up over it, and it becomes impassable, and maybe even pieces fall out. So we've got a lot of work to do when we start working on our dreams again in adulthood. We've got to rebuild that bridge. We've got to smooth it out. We've got to, go back and forth across that bridge regularly so that we make a path that our dreams can get back to us into our conscious lives. And there's one other thing, and that is that it has to do with what we've come to understand about memory in recent years, and that is that we usually use analogies concerning the human body and the human mind that are derived from our current technologies. And currently, it's not necessarily a vogue. It's just a mental habit for people to think of memory as being like computer memory. That it's just something that's there, and that you, when you want it, you access and you read it. And then if you want to put something there, you record something on it. And that's just this loading, unloading, uploading, downloading, whatever you want to think. And that's not how memory works, as far as a lot of brain mind scientists have come to understand. It's that bits and pieces of all of this, of the stimuli that have impressed themselves upon us over time, and by stimuli I also mean our thoughts. Whenever we want to remember something, we've got to reconstruct it again. It's almost like we have to take the bits and pieces that we have, and we have to retell the story to ourselves. And the more you work with memory, remembering dreams and working with dreams, the more it becomes apparent to you how much this reconstructing of narratives and of memories plays a part with all of this. It actually plays a big part in all of our lives, but that's another story. So there you have it, here out on Ernst August Square. Ernst August, there is the guy on the horse. He's considered the founder of the Hanoverian principality here, and he is a distant ancestor of Queen Elizabeth of Great Britain. And oh God, the wind is going to try to pull my camera away. It's getting really windy out here. I've got to wait on there. Okay, and yes, and Her Majesty comes to Hanover whenever she comes to Germany, because she's got cousins here. Anywho, that's it. So if you want to do dream work, I don't want to say it's the bad news. It's just simply, it's the truth. You've got to start some kind of dream recording habit. And I'll leave it at that, and see you later.